Morning, and thanks for being with us this morning. I'm Heather Abraham. You know, everyone loves a good mystery, and Pittsburgh has quite a few. Our first guest this morning loves digging in and trying to uncover the answers to these mysteries. But since they're history mysteries, the answers may never be found. Welcome Heinz History Center President and CEO Andy Masich with 3 Pittsburgh History Mysteries for us this morning. Try saying that 3 times fast.
History mystery. Well,
good job,
almost.
Well, I think the first one you're going to talk about is something that I think a lot of people already know about.
The B-25 in the Monongahela?
Yeah.
The ghost bomber?
The ghost bomber.
What happened to that bomber? How do you lose a 50 bomber in a 20-foot deep river?
There's a lot of soot at the bottom of that river.
Well, maybe industrial pollution eroded the aluminum skin of the bomber after it crashed. But it was 1956.
Yeah.
The bomber ran out of gas, cruised silently over the Homestead High-Level Bridge, which is now the Homestead Grays Bridge, and did a perfect wheels-up landing on the Monongahela. The plane floated for crew members, got out on the wings, but then it started taking on water and it slipped under the water. 2 of the crewmen died trying to swim to shore. 4 were rescued. The plane was never seen again.
And so there were a lot of theories about, to this day even, what happened to that plane.
Some people say since the plane came from Las Vegas, Nevada, Nellis Air Force Base, Area 51, maybe there were aliens on board. Top secret. The CIA came at night and spirited the plane away. Others say, well, maybe there were Russian spies on board or Las Vegas showgirls, and the Army wanted to hush it up. Maybe there were atomic weapons on board. And so in the middle of the night, the government came, got the plane out, and cut it up and took it away. But I don't believe any of those. I think that there was a trough excavated in the bottom of the Monongahela River in the 1940s to build an icebreaker. In the old days, they would put these icebreakers along the river so in the wintertime when sheets of ice came down, they wouldn't scour the docks and boats off the shores. They made a deep trench while building that.
So you think it's sunk into that?
It's possible that the plane slipped into that trench, and when the salvage crews came to drag their anchors over it, they couldn't find it.
Maybe they buried it.
Maybe it got silted over. But they looked all the way down to Emsworth Dam, couldn't find that plane. It's still there, and inquiring minds want to know what happened to the B-25.
Some things we may never know, right?
Right.
Okay, so what else are we talking about? We're talking about the Arsenal explosion, too?
You know, there was a terrible explosion in 1862 at 40th Street in Butler. That's where the Allegheny Arsenal was. 78 women and girls were blown to smithereens. They were the arsenal workers during the Civil War. With their nimble little fingers, they could use thread to tie off paper cartridges that the Army needed. Well, there was a spark that ignited gunpowder and blew up the arsenal. Some people said, could it be Confederate saboteurs who did it? How about little boys who were smoking cigars and playing with matches? They had been fired from the arsenal just weeks before. But more likely, it was leaky gunpowder barrels that were pulled up in a wagon. The powder spilled out into the cobbled streets, and a spark from an iron horseshoe or an iron-tired vehicle sparked the conflagration that sped through the ammunition laboratories. 3 giant explosions rocked the city, broke all the windows for blocks around, and ended in the worst civilian disaster of the Civil War.
Wow, that is certainly incredible. This one, 57 ingredients, 57 varieties. Sorry, 57 varieties. And what is the answer?
Where did H.J. Heinz come up with that 57 varieties? He was a young entrepreneur. He was in New York City. He looked out the window of an elevated train and saw a sign that said 21 styles of shoes. 21 styles of shoes, he thought. That's pretty impressive. So how many products do I have? He started counting them up on an envelope, and when he got to the number 57, he stopped. He just liked the look of that. And he branded 57 on hillsides, on billboards, and on every product he made, he put 57 varieties. And today, when you want to pour your ketchup out of the bottle, you know how hard it is sometimes to shake that out?
That's what you got to hit it on the 57.
You got to hold it at a 45-degree angle and tap it on the 57 that's embossed on the neck of the bottle.
Was that designed for a reason like that?
Well, we're not really sure. It's one of those mysteries. What is a real mystery is, where did the tomatoes come from? Because the Chinese probably invented ketchup 500 years ago.
Oh.
But it was a fish sauce. It was made of pickled fish. Tomatoes come from the New World, from Mesoamerica. And so people in Europe thought tomatoes were poison. They called them poison apples because they were from the nightshade family. So for years, nobody would eat tomatoes or tomato ketchup. But Heinz marketed tomato ketchup. It wasn't poisonous at all. It was delicious.
It is delicious.
And it became his most popular product for the 1876 Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia.
And I don't know how folks at home feel about this, but I know when I go somewhere and they don't have Heinz, I'm not touching the ketchup.
That's right. I guess I don't need ketchup if you don't have Heinz.
If you don't have Heinz, right? It's a Pittsburgh proud kind of thing. All right, Andy, and I'm sure there are plenty more mysteries to uncover at the Heinz History Center.
Stick with me. We've got plenty of mysteries.
Okay, thanks, Andy. And you can come learn more about these history mysteries and other pieces of our past at the Heinz History Center on Smallman Street in the Strip District, and watch for more Pittsburgh History Today here on PTL when Andy joins us as a regular guest.